So basically, we're saying if the Strawhats did the water divination,
yes, what
would their NEN type be, right? And of course, people that don't know, the water divination is when you basically you fill a glass of water, putting a leaf on the surface of the water. You put your hands around the glass and you use Ren. It reveals what NEN type you have.
So it depends on what happens, because if
so if it's impurities in the water, you're a conjurer.
If the color of the water, you're an answer.
Right. If the color of the water changes, you're emitter. If the water increases, you're an enhancer. If the leaf moves, you're a manipulator. If the taste of the water changes,
sweet,
you're a transmuter, right? And if any other change happens, you're a specialist. So, let's also say for personality types and NEN users, as far as typically what goes along with the NEN types. Conjurers are usually high strung, and methodical. Emitters are impatient and not detail oriented. Enhancers are simple and determined.
Straightforward.
Manipulators are logical and do things at their own pace. Transmuters are whimsical liars. Specialists are independent and charismatic.
Yes.
So let's start with Chopper.
Bro, as you talk about Chopper, have you seen it opening?
I did, bro. You're gonna see our reaction to it. You'll see our reaction to it when we saw it. We all reacted to it.
Oh my god!
You'll see our reaction to that shit.
It, bro.
Yeah, you'll see our reaction to that shit. Interesting stuff. But
I hope you guys go nuts though. Trust me, I hope you go nuts.
Oh man. What do you think about Chopper, bro? What that time? She was crazy. Like I said,
bro, she was ridiculous.
You'll see our reaction, man. But
anyway, bro.
Where's Chopper?
It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to gauge Chopper because at the same time, certain contradictory traits. Like he stand out to being a doctor and he's very smart,
right? But he's kind of naive.
He's kind of naive and simple.
But I don't think he's an enhancer at all.
No.
But the thing is, could he be that because he's his own? That kind of, maybe like
that's great.
Yeah. Where it's like, but he would have more of an affinity to like a conjurer because he's methodical as well as a doctor. So like that could be both. Like those two could be like his main things. Enhancer and conjurer, where maybe because the zone type, that kind of leans it towards enhancer. But I don't think he's not high strong. Like that's not him at all.
He's definitely not the others.
But the thing is, he is simple and he's very naive. Like I think he could be an enhancer.
Could be an enhancer, and to spice things up, I like to see like what kind of restriction they'd have in their abilities. Because I think Chopper ability would probably be something like if he gets compliments. Well, in a sense. We know this this gag where he has where if you compliment him, he's like, "Don't compliment me."
Yeah. So
if he gets
a compliment, then it's like
a compliment. Yes, the ability might get stronger.
A NEN boost,
NEN boost in a sense.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
That'd be great. That'd be interesting.
What do you think about his ability? Like, what could he have?
Chopper would definitely. It's like because he's so like simple. I mean, he's smart to come up with the rumble balls and shit like that. I can see him like just having like using Ko, like having something like Gone, like you know what I'm saying, just off rip. Like it depends on the form he's in, right? Depends on the form he's in. Like depending on the rumble ball, the form he's in. I think he's smart enough to have different abilities for each form. Like Karapika has like different.
Some chains for each situation,
right?
Yeah.
So the thing that Chopper would have something for like his reindeer form, for his man form, for his monster point, all that stuff. Kung Fu point. He'd have different things to kind of support that. But I think ultimately that would be. I think the trump card would probably be something like Big Bang from Urogen in his monster point.
In a certain sense.
Yeah.
I think we can also tie in his transformation to transformation of Gong in a sense.
Yeah.
Not Gong, but Bisky.
Oh yeah. Where he trains his body to like the perfect. Yeah. I can see that as well. I can see that. It's a monster point. He's like the perfect being, in a way. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that being the case. So yeah, so right now Chopper, enhancer, and examples of enhancers like in Hunter x Hunter is like Gon and Nobunaga. So
Nobunaga, Uva even Wing.
Yeah, that was surprising. That was surprising.
That was really surprising.
I didn't expect him to be that, but
that one caught me off
guard. But when you kind of look at Wing, he's pretty simple. He's
a simple guy. And he's straightforward as well. I mean, he's very outspoken. And when Gon used when
Gon went into the battle, did he use NEN? I mean, you saw how like he was like, "Yo, Gon, nah, you're not using NEN for like." What did he say?
Nah, you gotta keep a promise.
Yeah. Who's next, Brook?
Not even Brook. Let's get to the best person in the entire series.
Who?
Monkey D. Luffy.
Wait, we gotta work up. We gotta work up to Luffy, bro. we gotta work up to Luffy.
You're not trying to get to Luffy so far.
Damn, people click off the video after the monster trio and shit. Yeah,
that's pretty smart. These guys are superficial. Yeah. Bro, this is pretty hard because most One Piece characters are simple.
Yeah,
you're not that very complicated.
Yeah,
but they have traits that could fall in different categories. Like,
exactly. Emitter.
It's kind of charismatic in a sense, and it's kind of short.
Somewhat.
I mean, but I don't traits.
I would say based off of it, who would Brook be like in Hunter x Hunter? I would say. Do you say he's like in the Leorio type?
Certainly can go independent.
I don't think a specialist.
No, I'm not looking at that. I'm not leading a specialist. No, he's not
he's
argumentative, so he can be a manipulator. But he's not.
But manipulators, he's not a manipulator. No,
he's not a manipulator.
No.
Plus, he's not dishonest as well. Like,
he's not transmuter.
Transmuter is like.
No, I would say he's an emitter. Like,
I would lean to emitter as well.
I'm leaning towards emitter right now, but of course, with One Piece characters again, they go back to enhancers because a lot of it can be viewed as simple. So I'm thinking emitter,
but his abilities might be weird though.
He would definitely have weird abilities in which he maybe as a transmuter or a conjurer because of the snow or the ice and shit. So I would say he would have most affinity with emitter techniques. But being a conjurer and transmuter, those two would work as well for him.
And also, he has a sword as well. He'll be something a Nobunaga. But I don't think you'd have like
because
end range or something like that.
Because remember on the hexagon, we have emitter. At the top is enhancer. On the left of it, transmuter, conjurer. Transmuter and conjurer right next to each other. And emitter is on the other side of that. So...
you might not have very much efficiency and all that.
Which goes along with Brook, where Brook, he's strong, but he's not like overwhelming with his abilities. So I'd say he's an emitter, but he'd have like.
Wait, didn't he say Sanji can beat Brook with his legs?
Yeah, he can.
With all his legs.
Sanji can beat Brook without his legs.
But this one's a bit harder because at the same time, emission allows you to detach aura from your body. And with Brook's devil fruit,
he can leave his body.
He can leave his body. So it's kind of similar in a sense, but his personality doesn't match up though.
It'd be funny because your devil fruit could probably enhance like your affinity with a certain NEN type.
That'd be great as well.
Like with Chopper, how it kind of pushes him towards enhancer when he's using his devil fruit. With Brook, when he's using his devil fruit, like he leaves his body, like being an emitter would be probably his strength, right? Emitter techniques. But then when he's probably, using soul parade or something, conjuring up like those soldiers. But then, using what was his technique with the ice and being a transmuter. It's just like I feel like different devil fruits would be able to enhance like that NEN type. So for Brook, I would think he would fall in the category of emitter, conjurer, and transmuter. Yo, let's do one out of the box real quick. Doflamingo.
Based on his personality, I'll probably lean the transmuter.
Specialist.
He's independent in a sense, but I think he's more dishonest and tricky in a sense.
So I'd say manipulator. But I mean, okay. So maybe a transmuter. Yeah, maybe a transmuter, but then
it fits someone like Killua in a sense. Where
exactly.
He's really not.
Yeah, a transmuter. Because Killua and his Hisoka are transmuters.
Yes, they are.
Right, and then but also using his devil fruit, he probably would have great manipulator techniques.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Using his devil fruit, but off of personality, definitely a transmuter.
Transmuter.
Yeah.
I think he'll be a transmuter. He'll be an awesome transmuter as well.
An amazing transmuter. But all right, so we'll do the warlords in another video. But let's get back to the Straw Hats.
Let's get back to the Straw Hats.
Brooke we're saying emitter, and then he has conjuring and transmuter techniques. So after Brooke, let's do Usopp.
Oh Christ.
Transmuter.
What trait enhanced lion?
Transmuter.
Absolutely.
Transmuter.
Bro, they dope, bro.
Transmuter.
Absolutely dishonest.
Yeah, transmuter, and that's it.
I would say manipulator in a sense because he's kind of argumentative as well. He goes hard. He goes hard in the paint.
Well, if something is really important to him, so yeah, he probably have manipulating techniques and then enhancing techniques because he's simple.
But he's definitely a transmuter.
Definitely a transmuter, 100%.
This man is honest about everything, bro.
That's gonna be his thing, transmutation. So
remember that one time when he said he knocked out 50,000 people in Fishman Island?
Yeah, he's wild.
I swear that was Luffy, but it turns out it was him.
But the thing is, Usopp, he can be very methodical.
Yes, he can.
So he could be,
and he can be resourceful as well.
Yeah, so it's like with transmuter, they're right on the spectrum, the hexagon. It's right next to conjurer, and conjurers are kind of methodical. So I would say, personality wise, he's a transmuter, but I can see him having very strong conjuring techniques. Where he could probably conjure up, like for these the fish that Killua was fighting.
Yes, on the darts.
With the darts, but Usopp probably have a NEN ability where he fires his thing, and it comes at you from like a different dimension or some shit.
Dimension, okay.
Yeah.
That could lies in the category of emission as well. Detaching aura from your body.
Yeah. So I think he'd specialize in shit like that, just from afar. But nah, personality wise, definitely
a transmuter. Without a doubt, bro.
Yeah.
But I wonder what we turn his aura into. Like, what quality could he turn his aura into? I could see him probably turn his aura into something like fire in a sense, like maybe representation of a phoenix, because he has these
or it could be like an animal.
Phoenix star.
Because I remember he saw because he had I think like a greenish type aura. That could be like a, I don't know, because I feel like he has an attack that's like green already. I forget what it's called. But nah, I can see being like a greenish type.
What the plants? He has an attack that's green.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a very resourceful character.
Yeah,
I hope he gets strong in the series.
I don't know. Really I feel like he's kind of one of those characters that Oda kind of placed in this box in a way which he can't make him too strong because that takes away from his personality and some of the traits that Oda has kind of built One Piece on. So things like him saying, I'm scared, or I'm having this type of feeling about this island and shit like that. So it's like,
he's the human of the crew.
Yeah.
He's a bitch of the crew.
Yeah.
Nah, he's cool.
Usopp is fine.
I can't wait for Elbot. Trust me, Usopp's just gonna kick the shit out of Luffy. Trust me.
We'll see. Who's next?
I think we go to Robin now.
Robin.
No, for me, she's a specialist. She's independent. She's charismatic. Well, I won't say charismatic, because she's definitely lame in a sense. But in terms of her doing her own thing and she looking out for herself and only herself, makes complete sense.
Specialist, right?
Yeah.
I think Robin can definitely be a specialist. I'm trying to think of
and it kind of ties back in the series as well, because she has a unique ability.
Yeah,
like specialists would.
Yeah, and she can read the poneglyphs.
Read the poneglyph, yeah.
She can read the poneglyphs. So yeah, I think Robin would definitely be a specialist.
Do you know the daughter of the Nostral family?
Neon.
Where she can
Yeah, she can tell.
Predict future. I could see Robin ability to be something like that in a sense, but in terms of,
I think she'd be able to like diagnose your ability.
She could decipher your future or something. In a sense.
Yeah. Based on your ability or some weird shit like that. But she would definitely be a specialist. Yeah. It's like I said, how long she was on her own, right? Yeah.
Yes, running.
Yeah, she's running around and definitely.
I'm kind of surprised that none of those guys ever resurface and hunt her down. I mean, the amount of people she probably pissed off and used and abused and just tossed him aside.
Yeah. I mean, sure, there's a bunch of people that she did that to. I think, again, it goes back into the plot as far as like it can't go too far off because the Straw Hats. I'm sure it's probably something off screen where like the Straw Hats are constantly fighting off people trying to kidnap Robin. I can see Oda saying something like that.
But the thing is though, this off screen thing is being like an alibi for Oda. Yeah. Like if I can't explain certain stuff, well, it goes off screen.
Yeah. No. Yeah, like the Nami enjoying the map.
Nami enjoying the maps. Like
we kind of figured he was doing that, but it'd been cool to see like at least after every arc, see her add a bit of it to like that, or see her like
great little subplot.
You know, I mean, just see her go back to her like quarters, and then you know it could be a plot point where be somebody gets onto the Straw Hat ship and they look at it like, oh my god, she's drawing a map of, you know what I'm saying? You know, because people go on this ship all the time. People go on the Straw Hat ship all the time. Oh, they're just writing the story how he chooses to write the story.
And I love it, bro. As much as we complain about it, I actually love it.
Bro, I'm right there with you. Frankie is definitely enhancer. I can see enhancer.
He's very simple, but at the same time, he's very methodical in a sense, like in terms of him creating machines and all that.
But, as a conjurer, yeah, probably. I mean, but I think again his personality enhancer. But as far as like his gifts and what he does well,
ties into conjuration.
Ties into conjuration because emitter just doesn't work for him because emitters are not detail oriented, and as a carpenter, you have to be that. So
also manipulations work as well because manipulation are argumentative, and he's very simple. He agrees with everything.
But the thing is, like,
super that
I can see him being an enhancer, and then also like conjurer can conjure like different like
abilities in conjure.
Not even weapons, but also supplies for like the ship, right? And then also the enhancement to kind of reinforce the ship.
Kind of thinking his ability could be similar to that lady that's work for the Zogic family, where she has all type of vehicles.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Could be something similar to that, but that ability has always been weird in my opinion.
Yeah, so she, I think, as an enhancer and conjurer,
someone to operate it.
Yeah, enhancer and conjurer.
What type she probably have?
I would have to. What was her name? Yeah. I would have to say she's a conjurer.
Her name. My name slips me for some reason.
I would have to say she's a conjurer.
It's crazy her name slips me because she's one of the persons that I remember talking about recently.
Tsubone. Yeah.
Here you go.
Tsubone. She her NEN type is unknown.
Is unknown?
Yeah, her NEN type is unknown.
What can we decipher from her personality? I'll probably say
it's conjuration.
Conjuration, yeah.
It's conjuration. Right? Yeah, she's because she's making out. She's
making an object.
Yeah. And then
making an object aura.
Yeah, so so definitely as a conjurer, so I see Frankie being of the same vein to create different. Yeah, like how do you like
what his inventions would be like? It'd be so great.
I mean, I can see like him being also dipping into like transmutation, where it's like he'd conjure it, but then you'd have to power it with your NEN through transmutation, you know. So like that would be a part of it.
That'd be very unique. That would be very unique if he could create something then part with his own NEN. Because if you look at Tsubone, she can create stuff, but she needs
other
someone
people
to help her to boots it. And that's why it was so fast when she was chasing
Killua.
She was chasing Killua
because the more people it has, the faster it goes.
There were 2 people on the goddamn bike, bro.
Yeah.
No killer on with the Alaka. I mean, come on.
And he was still like,
she didn't catch him.
Yeah, she didn't catch him. So, I mean,
well, she's gonna catch. Well, she'll speed him.
Hey,
I'm showing what today. She reached the airport before him. She did.
That's true.
So she's technically faster than
with people.
With people, yeah.
With
but
people.
Individually, no. She's not going nowhere.
It's not close.
She's not going nowhere.
Yeah,
she can't even move.
She can't move without a rider.
But I don't want to give Frankie an ability like that, because Frankie for me has always been resourceful. He always offers something.
Yeah, I mean Frankie's like a key member of the crew, in which
the jack of all trades in a sense.
Yeah. He could see he's viewed as like a glue. I think him, Usopp, like they're the glue in a way. I think Frankie more towards like the transportation side. Usopp more as like a personality side. They're the glue of the crew. But yeah,
I don't think we ever give Frankie so much praise before. Like
he doesn't get the credit he deserves just because
he can fight, he can build stuff, he can be very resourceful.
His usefulness is not appreciated at all, just because of how, I guess, one, the other Straw Hats, right? A lot of them are very impressive. A lot of them get they get more screen time. You look at like Zoro, Sanji, Luffy, they get a label as a monster trio, but then you go to Nami and Robin, they have probably more like abilities, and then of course they're women that are kind of
offer overall.
You know, Chopper as a doctor, and Usopp always being with Luffy and them, he's always kind of higher on the totem pole than Frankie, but Frankie is somebody that should definitely be appreciated because he brings a lot to the table.
I've heard someone argue once that back in Dressrosa, Luffy actually left him in charge of the crew. When he asked Luffy for permission to help the Tontadas, someone made the argument once that someone made the argument once that he was actually second in command, which is it's ridiculous, but it shows that he can actually lead. He has some leadership abilities.
I mean, somewhat.
I think if you look at the Straw Hats, each and every one of them have some ability that they had. They're so unique. If you really examine them, they cannot be leaders.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, they all have traits that
be leader.
Yeah, they have traits of a leader, but I think together that's when they flourish the most. You know, where they support each other.
Collective.
Yeah, as a collective. I feel like the best leader, when you look at it from just a strictly by the book leadership standpoint, you'd probably say maybe Nami or
Robin.
Robin. I feel like Robin just isn't vocal enough.
Yes, but she has very smart ideas. She's always careful.
But I feel like Nami does the same thing, where it's like Nami's the vocal one.
Yeah, Nami's a bit leader.
She's giving directions. You know, she's always abreast of everything. You know, and she's of course, she's in charge of the money already. So it's like with Nami, she has the.
Plus, Oda even acknowledged her as well, because he said that she was internal captain of the crew.
Yeah. Yeah, so for me, like,
orders sometimes supersede Luffy's. Sometimes,
So I think she has the easiest way to being like the true leader. But of course, Luffy leads through like example and just being his charisma and strength.
Oh, check out my video on Luffy about the perfect ally. Trust
me. There you go. Lando, checking in. Check out his video on Luffy.
People underestimate Luffy's ability. So much leadership. Like, he's a great leader. He does these small things that builds up his confidence in himself. People to see him as a leader, and then he does this insane, huge thing that helps liberate a group or a person.
I think in life anyway, there are different ways to lead. You have different and there are different ways to motivate. In which, if you're a leader,
there's no real blueprint, but
right,
there's no real blueprint. But it's certain code that you have to.
You have the ways that people kind of champion the most. The loud, the rah guy that goes, yo, we gotta, but yeah, people that they champion that way.
You can gather a crowd of wealth and speak.
Right. But I think as we become more progressive in society, you realize that that's not the only way to lead. There's multiple ways in which you can lead and lead effectively, in which you don't have to be the most vocal person.
You can even lead indirectly as well.
Exactly. And then a good leader puts great people around them. So it's like, if you're a great leader, you can have somebody to be the person that like riles everybody up.
But you attract great people as well.
Exactly.
That's in the traits of Luffy.
Exactly.
So Miyok said, one by one, he turned everyone into an ally.
And like they said a kid, he has evil charisma.
The translation
it's a little wonky.
For a kid, yeah, it's a little weird, but I understand what on the message we're trying to send, but
because if everybody on this crew like they were wronged by the world government, their stance is to be as chaotic as possible to show them we can match chaos with chaos. Basically, they're like Sasuke after Sasuke realized Itachi was dead. He came to a completely different conclusion than Itachi, where it's like, okay, that's what y'all do, then I'm gonna burn like the Leaf Village.
It's an extremist in a sense. But what I don't like is the idea that Killer kind of contradicts that point. Because Killer is rational. He's smart. He thinks a lot. He always have good ideas. It
kind
of
I think it's a counterbalance.
It's a counterbalance. But it kind of insinuates that both Kid and Killer start the crew off of the same mindset, which I don't think is true.
Well, I think they both probably went through like traumatic experiences in which they want to get back at the world government, and Killer probably thinks this is the best way to do so. I think we haven't seen the true side of Killer.
You think the true side?
I think I think once he takes his mask off, he's a different person.
Well, you know what quietly said. If you want the mask to go off, the bring to Zorro.
That's fine, but you're gonna see a completely different. You're gonna see a completely different monster.
Zorro would take that mask.
Where I can see Oda doing it in which, like, once Killer's mask is off, Kid saying something like, once his mask is off, like, I can't even control him.
Yeah, he's a monster. He's a monster. This polar opposite portrayal of him being calm and silent, and collected, being violent and loud.
Exactly.
It would be something like what I expect on Parston.
Or
be like Hunter x Hunter.
I expect him to be Grimjow.
I expect him to be a monster, but like his facade is keeping up.
Right. Like maniacal.
He's silent and calm.
Yep.
Trust me, like I
just
expect
this maniac.
guy to be just a monster, bro.
Yep. That's his thing for sure. Who are we on now? Who's next?
I think we're on the monster trio. I think.
Are we?
No, Nami.
Nami.
Nami. Yes.
Nami would definitely. I'm leaning towards Transmuter.
She being dishonest.
Yes. And then of course, like with her manipulation of lightning and the weather, probably a conjurer. Because she's kind of high strung. Yeah. So she's so I would say transmuter, conjurer, and manipulator.
I think her personality definitely transmuter.
Yeah.
But her abilities can go both ways.
Yeah.
She could even fly for. Yeah. She could be a conjurer. She also could be a emitter as well.
Yeah.
She could also even be a manipulator as well. Control inanimate object or animate object.
Yeah.
When she have been Zeus now, kind of gives that effect.
Transmuter / conjurer type. NEN.
I wonder what her abilities be like, because I see her being something like Killua, but like not Killua. With Godspeed though.
No, the thing is,
Killua lightning bolts and all that.
Killua was raised that way. I mean, the emitter is like you can kind of shoot out your aura, so I'd expect her to be able to, like, basically based on the weather, she can use like that power.
Yes, environmental.
You know what I'm saying? So like she'd be able to, like, so as a transmuter, say it's snowing, then that kind of enhances like her ability to like emit like ice attacks. If it's
that would be a great restriction limitation, bro.
Yeah, if it's hot outside, then like she have like great fire attacks. If it's raining, like her water shit is crazy, and then it could be special things like if it's a full moon, it could enhance and like give her a multiplier there. Different times of the day.
I don't remember Sasuke's Kuririn. I think you do.
Kidding? Yeah.
You should.
Yeah.
Where, he made it rain first.
He made it rain, yeah. He had to, because he has to manipulate the weather first.
But if Nami could do something like that, where a prerequisite would be like, if she wants to use on the lightning dragon or something, she has to call forth the lightning.
Well, the thing is, for her, she already has such mastery over the weather. Like, she would just need specific techniques to do so in a short range, and she has her staff as well, her Climatact.
The egg balls and all that.
Yeah, so she could definitely manipulate the weather to enhance her NEN ability.
So already do it in
so
One Piece,
transmuter, manipulator, and conjurer. Those would be her things. I mean, as an emitter, I don't think that is not absolutely necessary, because she'd have her Climatact.
Staff. Exactly. So it has to come from the body. It can come from
exactly. It can come from
an object.
An object. So yeah.
I will lean to
transmuter.
And
the thing is, it goes well because transmuter and conjurer, they're right next to each other on the spectrum.
Well, I got to see the personality, the chart, and then the category chart. But I do know it's close though.
Yeah. They're right next to each other.
But I don't know the overall percentage. What she could master.
I'm not sure.
We're not going that deep.
Yeah, we're not going
that deep to define where. So I think that's it for the resourceful Straw Hats. So we're going into the ones that are just monsters.
We're going to tackle Jinbei.
Bro, I thought it's just Jinbei's fish meat. He tackled a guy that's fish meat.
Yeah, Sanji's gonna make fish food out of him. Serve it to the Straw Hats.
Let's deal with Jinbei, because he's a Straw Hat. He's a Straw Hat for
All right, so Jinbei, I would say enhancer for his. I don't know. Actually, no. No.
Yeah, he's
because
it's pretty simple.
I think manipulator. 100% manipulator.
He can control the water,
manipulate
all that.
other animals, but also manipulators. They're logical and they do things at their own pace. Jimbo, he took this long to kind of leave Big Mom's crew, do all this stuff. Like,
not that.
You know what I'm saying? Personality wise, he's definitely a manipulator, and then it goes with his powers as well. But I think he could also be an enhancer a bit.
Yeah, because his technique is very simple. It's simple to Gong Jia Keng in a sense.
He has like a technique, fishman karate. Fishman karate.
Fishman karate.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it could go there. On the spectrum, right next to manipulator is emitter. So as far as like sending like water waves, and
water
shit like
everybody, that, have a good percentage that would be something. To do that.
Yeah, he'd be able to do that.
But I like to push the argument that he could be an answer in terms of him strengthening himself.
Yeah, reinforcing himself. Yeah, deliver powerful attacks because he's a fishman karate user. So I mean, and of course, emitter is right next to enhancer. So like those are like next to each other on the spectrum.
Combine those.
Yeah. So Jinbei, he's kind of in a perfect situation if he's a manipulator. Like he can master
so much advantage
and enhancer, so he'd be a very powerful individual in Hunter x Hunter.
To be honest,
fundamentally,
of all the guys that we have touched on so far, Jinbei could be the most powerful in terms of where it lines up for him. He's just in this unique situation where
it lines up perfectly.
Enhancement techniques, and a good percentage of transmuter and emission as well.
And personality wise, it works for him. So yeah, he would definitely be the most powerful so far by a wide margin, I think.
By a wide margin. I think you would wreck Chopper.
100%. 100%. Just with his abilities, 100%. He's definitely getting Chopper out of here. He have like 3 different ways he could like defeat you, and he's gonna be pretty much a master in all 3, just based on like how things shake out.
I'm talking about pre-Timothy Chopper, right? Because right now Chopper is Yanko level. I don't know if you know.
You're right. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Anyway, manipulator for Jinbei and abilities, he can use a combination of enhancement, emission, maybe transmutation to change the quality of the water and stuff like that.
If absolutely necessary.
Definitely. Yes.
Yeah.
But he's very powerful. So far, absolutely the most powerful individual that we have done so far.
Yeah.
Jimbo,
definitely the most powerful. Next, the third strongest, the monster trio. Let's talk about Zoro.
Zoro, yeah, you know. I'm gonna trigger everyone, don't you?
Let's talk about Sanji, man. Where would Sanji fall on this?
Smoke Sanji. This is very hard because at the same time,
you think enhancer. Well, I mean, I would say Sanji's would be a conjurer. He's kind of high strung. He's methodical.
Yes, he's high strung.
I don't think Sanji's a simple man. I mean, it's like
no, he's not. He's definitely not.
You know what I mean? Like
so much traits that are so up this character.
But on the spectrum, he would definitely have enhancement techniques, right?
Yes.
But then I think he would be a conjurer, transmuter, and an enhancer because he'd be able to like transmute like fire throughout his body. Yeah, I think that's using his Diablo Jambe. So the properties of fire he'll be able to manipulate in a way.
If we're factoring the raid suit, do you think maybe the object could allow him to be manipulated in a sense, or that's too far?
With the raid suit,
we haven't seen it yet.
Because manipulators, like, for example, in the raid suit, he could have something like Shalnark, where it's a remote control. That kind of
probably put his body in autopilot.
It forces his body to perform at probably exceeding his regular capabilities. So with the raid suit, manipulation could come into play. But without the raid suit, I can see him being a conjurer, transmuter, and enhancer by reinforcing his kicking techniques, being a transmuter, like transmuting fire.
I know Sanji don't really have that much range, but he does Diablo Jumbo Spectrum. I mean, emission isn't far-fetched.
Yeah. The thing is, emission is just like on the other side of the spectrum, where it's like
so it wouldn't have that much.
It wouldn't be that, you know what I mean? But it's like that goes with him now, whereas he doesn't really have the range like that. Maybe if he develops a Rangyaku.
That was what he should have gotten into the Skywalker.
He should have had it. He should have had both.
Trust me, he should have had it. That would have fit him so perfectly, bro.
He should have had both.
That would have fit so perfectly. Well, personality-wise, first though, let's see if I can get a grasp of what kind of individual this guy really is. Because
Sanji,
we know he's caring, he's simple at times, but he's kind of independent when necessary. Because I mean, I'm OK Highland, he went off.
I mean, specialist is something that's like you can try to go.
Yeah, you can argue. Yeah. I wouldn't really go there,
but I'm not
Sanji. But he has some traits there.
Yeah. I mean, I would say,
to be honest, I don't know who he fits.
At personality wise, he has different. He's a regular person, right? Where it's like he's not just for people. Sometimes you can't tell them like how they are because they act differently in certain situations.
You can't really put him in one box.
No, he's not in a box like that. So for me, that's why I'm leaning towards transmuter or conjurers because sometimes he can be really methodical in how he does things. I know like that shit is kind of thrown out the window in Whole Cake because his idea is like, oh, I have a plan for Luffy, but he just plan on getting Luffy and getting out of there. But typically Sanji, right? But typically Sanji he's always the one
has a plan. Yes,
at least, right? So I'm thinking conjurer, transmuter, enhancer, but with the raid suit as a manipulator.
Yeah.
In an extreme case, you could kind of justify Mr. Prince being a specialist.
Yeah, the personality trait of Mr. Prince would definitely be a specialist.
Yeah,
I would probably
do we even talk about Soga King? What was Soga King?
Oh shit, Jesus Christ! I'll probably say Soga King.
Would Soga King actually like allow Usopp to unlock like a specialist technique? Because as Soga King,
Usopp is very similar to the Kurop.
Sense. And
different ideals.
It takes on like a completely different persona. He's kind of like he's almost like a completely different person. He came across
the world government flag and all that stuff.
Charismatic.
Usopp would never do that.
Yep.
So I think,
no. And Soga King, he could probably unlock a specialist, like a special ability.
Yes, he could be.
Yeah,
he could be an independent individual. He could definitely.
Because like Kurapika, he's a specialist when he has his
scarlet eyes.
His scarlet eyes,
and that is done just because of the hatred that he has. The individualistic ideals to get revenge.
Yeah,
being a different person when he has his scarlet eyes on.
Yeah,
different motive.
Yeah,
if Uber again that was so strong would just reduce to nothing. So,
exactly.
damn.
So yeah, but that Usopp would be a specialist as Soga King. But back to Sanji. Where were we with Sanji?
Whenever we give Soga King his feats, he saved Zoro once. Like, I mean, I'm sure would have fucked Zoro.
I think with Soga King, a lot of people kind of overlook him just because sometimes it's kind of comical with it. Because like, how do you like? Because Luffy's like, who's that? It's like, come on, bro. Soga King does get overlooked.
He definitely, he's one and only. Before we're talking about this guy, like he's not the same person. It's so funny.
Exactly, with his fucking Usopp.
He's a different personalities when he put that mask on.
He would be a specialist if he was.
When he put that mask on.
So back to Sanji. Sanji, we had as a transmuter, conjurer, and enhancer, right?
Yes, but the personality, I'm not too sure of.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough with the personality.
It's tough. I think he'll probably go by elimination. He's definitely not a emitter because he's not short-tempered or hot-headed. I mean, in certain situations with girls, but overall, no. Overall, no. And he is simple as I don't think
as a personality transmuter typically like no, I think it conjurer like based on like the personality traits of like Kurapika, Kortopi, and Shizuku.
Yes, he fits there. He definitely fits there.
He fits there.
High strong in a sense.
Yeah. Personality wise, so
I'll probably go with conjurer.
As a conjurer.
I'm probably go with that.
Because he's conjuring.
But he has so much traits though. He has so much traits.
He has a lot of traits. One of the characters.
Because if we factor in him being a chef,
it
would be more like he'd just be a helpful person. There's no real trait for that, to be quite honest.
As a chef, that probably have to be methodical, right? Just be really detail oriented.
Right seasoning,
So conjure up different like dishes and shit like that. So yeah, I think that fits most with like his ideas.
Definitely interesting character, and yeah, it's kind of weird. I did a video on him a while ago, and I still couldn't break him down.
That's extremely interesting coming from a Zoro fanboy.
Yeah, no, bro, trust me, I'm telling you for last time. I'm a Katakuri fanboy.
Okay.
Anime category fan.
This is Zoro stand.
You should watch the anime, bro. You should watch the anime right now, bro. It's
That's
ridiculous.
what I heard. I heard it's pretty fire.
Bro, this man is at Shanks level conquerors. He left you breaking everything.
It's on my list. It's on my list, my guy. It's on my list.
Oh, to the, the green hair dude who happens to get lost while riding up a dog, which is ridiculous. But
yeah,
let's just get on to Zoro. And I think his restriction, whatever power he has, should definitely be like, if he doesn't know which direction he's going, he gets stronger. That would be so cool. Like, he uses his strength to be lost. like he have no idea where the punch is going, but he's just stronger. The sword slap.
That's such a fanboy thing to say.
No, bro, that'd be great.
Oh
bro.
my god. Okay.
Zoro's sword style.
Zoro's 100% an enhancer, right?
Yes, he's very simple.
Zoro's 100%.
This dude is ridiculously simple.
An enhancer.
But yeah, but traits of different though, because he could be a specialist in terms of him being independent. He was a pirate hunter for a while.
He was a bounty hunter for a while.
Yeah.
I would think maybe he becomes a specialist when he puts his bandana on. I don't know, but I would think Zoro would have different abilities with different swords.
Yes,
right? And with different swords, you have different special abilities. I think obviously with enhancement, but then you have to factor in
strengthening himself. Yeah.
Being a transmuter. We're not sure what Ashura is.
That would probably fall on manipulation or specialization.
Yeah. But then also as an emitter, Zoro has a lot of techniques like where he can launch attacks
from himself,
and detach ore from himself. So I think Zoro is on the opposite end of the spectrum with Sanji. Where Sanji is more so enhancer, transmuter, conjurer. Zoro be an enhancer, emitter, manipulator.
But I'm trying to factor in like how we gauge Ashura.
Ashura is definitely he's conjuring up a devil. He's conjuring up a different being where it's somewhat, you can think about it like, that's why a specialist is definitely considered here. Think about it like the chick, the royal guard, Pitou, Pitou, and how Pitou had Dr. Blythe.
Dr. Blythe, oh god,
right?
That was so cool.
Right, where Pitou had someone like Dr. Blythe, where Zoro, I think Zoro could definitely be a specialist.
Even the puppeteer as well.
Yeah, Zoro could be a specialist.
He could be. If he goes Ashura, could be seen being a specialist. But
Ashura mode as a specialist, for sure. Yeah, and I think Sanji could do the same way, where
Sanji, bro.
Diablo Jambe. No, I mean, it's like, Diablo Jambe. But the thing is, Sanji doesn't have like a real, I mean, is it a mode? Because Ashura seems to be like, it's a mode. It's not just one attack.
Yes, it does feel like a mode to me.
It feels like a mode.
It is a mode in terms of how I view it, because
he
never needs more than one, so we never see him continue to.
And to be honest, Diablo Jambe has become like a mode now, because Sanji uses Diablo Jambe, but he uses attacks while in Diablo Jambe. So you know what I'm saying? So both are modes, but I can see Zoro's being more on the specialist end, because Diablo Jambe has kind of been it's kind of become more commonplace. Where we haven't seen
kind of become like an enhancement for Sanji's case, where Ashura just like a different
it's a different thing,
special, a unique power that he can gauge up.
So I'm leaning towards specialist for Zoro.
Yeah, specialist in Ashura, but there's like his
regular enhancer, emitter,
and emitter. He's trust me, he's very simple.
Enhancer and emitter, 100%.
It's like what Sanji said when they meet up, like, you go there, meet Luffy, like,
because exactly,
he's very simple.
And then as an emitter, one of their traits, they're impatient and not very detail oriented. Right?
Oh, that's great as well. Yeah, and they're short-tempered as well.
Short-tempered.
We know Zoro, everything goes crazy off.
Exactly. So I think enhancer and emitter, he's going to be amazing at both. And then once he uses Ashura as a specialist,
is it just me, or both Zoro and Sanji here doesn't seem quite stronger than Jinbe in terms of how we gauge Jinbe? Because when I was doing Jinbe, looking at Jinbe's abilities, he looks crazy.
I think it's easier.
Fits so perfectly.
I mean, the thing is, they like, as fighters with the NEN categories, they're on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yes.
Jinbe is more so like Zoro with his techniques, but he has like, so Zoro would be master of enhancer and emitter, while Jinbe would be master of manipulator, emitter, enhancer. But Zoro would have the caveat or the exception of going to a specialist in which he could overcome everything Jinbe can throw at him. And in Sanji's case, Sanji has the ability to use his raid suit, where he become a manipulator to enhance his abilities there. So while Jinbe is on par with them regularly in their regular forms, Sanji and Zoro both have different ways in which they can overcome
They have different
him.
amplifiers to overcome.
They have amplifiers to overcome Jinbei.
You could say that.
Yeah, but he's definitely on par. Like,
I think it fits.
Yeah,
I think it fits.
Yeah, I think it fits.
Onto the the best.
Let's get to the captain
series. Yes, Monkey D. Luffy, 1.5 billion their bounty, which surprisingly that haven't been brought up. I'm surprised that no one in Wano knows that. I mean, it's been established that they don't really get news, but still.
Yeah, Luffy, we know, obviously enhancer. Like,
yes, he's. We don't even need to do this, bro.
Obviously enhancer.
Have you seen Punk Hazard where Robin won? She warned Luffy about law. Like,
yeah,
she said alliances
normally end in betrayal
and bad, and the man's like, law. Can I trust you?
Can I trust you? I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, you see, you see.
Luffy's simple. He's simple.
It's simple. It's simple to the grave.
I can also see him kind of mastering having an emitter technique. Yeah, because emitters can be impatient and not detail oriented like Zoro. Him and Zoro probably having those techniques to being master of both. I don't see the specialist thing for Luffy.
No, I definitely don't see the specialist thing for Luffy. He's definitely not that independent. I mean, he said it to Arlong, like, I need his friends that I can't do.
I'm definitely saying it's really easy with Luffy. He's an enhancer.
Yes, he's very simple.
Emitter.
Do you categorize Gear 4 differently, or do you see
same? It's the same
Gear 4 that is Luffy?
Just Luffy. There's nothing different about him in that.
I would like to add just one more thing to these guys. Like, in terms of who should have N or in, we could apply those to different characters. Because for Luffy, I could see him having N. In terms of, like, his Conqueror's Aki range, he knocks out.
Oh, so you're saying like okay, adding like different.
Yeah.
Okay,
so his abilities far out.
Okay, so you're saying how would they manipulate NEN to kind of enhance their abilities?
Yeah, these special types of abilities in
so that N would go back to the observation hockey thing as far as his radius, like
really would be perfect,
right? And
then observation hockey,
and it can go back to like, okay, so let's say with NEN, like for in and concealing NEN, I think Sanji be a master of that. I think
absolutely, because he's a stealth guy.
I think Zoro would have Shu, in which he's covering his sword with just NEN. And also Zoro would probably have a crazy Ko attack in which focusing NEN on one point. Sanji probably as well. It's like his pinpoint attacks. I can see Frankie using Ken protecting his whole body and being like a defensive stalwart. As far
Chopper,
as Chopper could definitely have like Ryu, where he's changing between Ken and Ko pretty seamlessly with his different forms.
And when you go monster point, you probably just go
straight up. He could go Ko or he could go but not Ken protecting his whole body just because he's so offensive. Like he's just being so offensively minded in that form. You know what I'm saying? But it's like that could definitely
realize. Do you realize how easy NEN is? Like, we just talk about these things so simple. Like, we don't have to guess what's this, what's that.
Yeah.
It's just been explained so easy. Like, you can just easily apply them.
It's
the
explanations are really simple.
Bro.
It's easy to explain them to somebody else because they're already kind of fleshed out. So you know a lot about them. So it's like, it's not so vague and speculative as
praise be the Togashi, bro.
Hockey. So
praise be the Gogashi.
Togashi, that's a goat.
Gogashi.
I mean, Togashi, he's definitely a
takes time doing this thing, man. It takes time. Trust me.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's paying off. It's paying off.
Yeah.
But with Nami, I could see her having N or probably even in concealing herself because she is supposed to be the cat burglar.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Concealing her name.
With Usopp, I don't know what he might have.
Gil.
Oh yes, observation arc in a sense. Book of Oran. Yes.
In his eyes and shit. Yeah, definitely Gil. That's 100% Usopp. We'll see how this is received, and if people really like this, we can definitely do different factions, different groups. We could probably try to
do guys, this is all subjective. If you don't agree with it on the NEN type, just
but give your
how we interpret it.
Keep your
NEN type.
Your NEN types. I would like to also do a discussion one time with everybody, with a bunch of people, and talk about what your NEN type would be. you know, as far as based on your personality and how you judge yourself, how would you view your NEN type if you did that procedure as far as like finding out what it is? What would your specific NEN type be through water divination with a group of people, like 10 people in a call, just talking about their NEN type and kind of using their personality as a gauge to do that? I think that'd be really fun.
Understand what their NEN type would be like, and also their abilities as well.
Yeah, we can make up abilities based on how we are as people. That would definitely be fun.
I think Ty would have like an ability where he's able to rearrange words. Like you say something and it means something different.
Like, so texture surprise in a way. Like,
yeah, with a word, you know, he probably say,
word
I
surprise.
Go over there and Ty.
That's not what I meant. No. Yeah, so like he could say something. He could say something and control what you hear.
When you say I disagree, limitation comes on.
Yeah.
It's just way more powerful.
I think the more he uses I disagree in an argument, the stronger he becomes.
Stronger he gets. I disagree. I disagree.
You know, like what's his name?
You know, special abilities.
Like Finks rolls his arm. The more you roll his arm,
yes,
the more powerful. Yeah.
His special ability be like when he says, "You yelling."
Yeah. No, you yelling.
You yelling.
Shout out to that nigga Ty, man.
Yeah, he's great,
definitely
bro.
a gem. But
one
nah.
of the best persons I've ever seen in my life. Bro.
Unique, very unique. Well, Lando, I appreciate you joining me for this, man. This
problem, man. This was great. This was actually more fun than I imagined it would be.
Yeah. Like I said, I definitely enjoyed doing this to see how it's received. We could definitely do this with
warlords,
the warlords, supernovas, Yonko, and just random characters as well. We could definitely do those. So, if you would like that, make sure you leave it in the comment section. Good.
Like we tossed the flamingo in there a while ago as well. He is a great one to do.
Yeah, we talking about the flamingo, talking about Mihawk, Kuma, Boa, like a Weevil, Buggy. I don't know. We can't include Law because Law's gonna be the supernova one. It's an interesting
Even
thing. Moria. Yeah, Admirals, there was another one because I feel like this, like personality wise, they're just so different. So
yes.
it would definitely be very fun. And as far as like the devil fruits and kind of incorporating that shit would definitely be fun. So this may be a series, depending on how it goes. Maybe we try to use not even just only One Piece characters. We go outside of One Piece and try to pull other characters into it to kind of use a NEN system to kind of specify.
Yeah. The NEN system is just so applicable to everyone. It's just so great.
It's an amazing system. It's an amazing system.
It's the best, bro. It's the absolute best.
Yeah. So let us know what you think. Like the video, subscribe, leave your thoughts below, and we will catch you in the next video.
Exodus, you know.